just going through the teleportation devices.
Is that what's going on?
I feel like at some point there's going to be a teleportation device that we can go in.
If I'm 90, I'll use a teleportation device. Wheel me in.
Wheel
Wheel me in, Scotty. Yes.
Wheel me in. Actually, I'll have robot legs. Screw it.
Fantastic.
You'll just
Definitely
become
have
420.
robot legs.
Wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, we're back.
Ah, spit my tea.
Well, we're not back quite yet. All right. I mean,
No,
we're back.
Oh, no, we're back.
That was the best thing ever.
Oh, we're
shit, my team.
no, we're back.
So Fitz is making it back, huh?
Yeah, he's alive. Scott muted.
Neat.
So
Oh.
So he's really just hiding under his desk. That's all he's doing. He's just hiding. He's goofing. 1 second. Yeah. So Fitz, makes it through the big jump. Thank God, right?
thank
And
God, that's right.
it finds his way.
much to Scott's dismay.
Well,
What is that?
I'm just saying, if you died, it wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing, would it?
Yeah, what?
My tea got cold.
I'm just saying, listen,
no.
you
So I got
guys have
Coca-Cola instead.
Close enough.
if you
That
guys
is not tea.
Well, I goofed it.
Goofed it. How do you goof tea? It's just like hot water.
Yeah, I forgot I boiled it and then I got cold.
Oh.
I gotta brew tea with cold water. I brew it to the exact temperature,
You can
175
have
for
iced
green.
tea.
there you go.
I don't like iced tea. That's for losers. It's for
You know-
babies.
I actually don't really care for iced tea either.
Babies.
I like warm tea. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't boil water for tea. You get it hot. If you boil it, it gets all. Ugh.
It depends. Green tea, you need to go to 175.
Yeah.
If you go black tea, you need to boil it. That's the difference. Depends what kind of tea you're making.
Green tea.
All
And
right,
if it's chamomile,
175.
it's not tea. It's chamomile. It's not
Well, 175.
Exactly on the dot.
Yep.
tea. Wow.
He's like getting a little thermometer in there.
I have a thing where you just press the button and it heats it to that temperature.
Yep, I do not have one of those, but I've seen.
That's
them.
pretty sexy.
Yeah, I actually have two of them.
I feel like our definitions of sexy are
Wait.
totally
Why do you have two?
Well, one just boils water. The other one's an actual tea infuser thing where you put the tea leaves in it and then it
Oh,
drops
yeah.
it down.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that
I
one.
love that one.
Yeah.
So that was a very exciting conversation, guys. Thank you very much for allowing me to be a part of it.
You're welcome.
So the Fitz is able to jump from upper orbit into hyperspace. He does so
Like a boss.
like a boss. He does so very quickly before the ship. I mean, whether or not word had gotten to the ship, you don't know, but you do so very quickly, as early as you possibly can, that you feel safe doing so. And as you're able to escape out of there. So whether or not the ship knew about you, you don't know, but you're able to get away before they're able to grab you. But we do still have to do the hyperspace jump for the other team. So just doing that nav really quickly. We have the NPC doing that. For some reason, my computer is like just all of a sudden just going, I'm going to move really slowly at the moment. There you go. Load, thank you. Load it. Load it. You can do it.
What are we doing?
Waiting for my computer to.
We're loading. We're loading in.
Oh, yeah, you're like kind of blurry right now.
Am I really?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, you seem fine on my end.
No, you're perfectly fine to me.
No, if when it goes big, it's kind of blurry.
It's Crimbot's internet.
It's not, because everybody else is fine.
You gotta put your glasses
Oh.
on, buddy.
It's your connection to each other, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, now it's fine. Now you're good.
Thank you.
No problem.
You're so
I thought it was
fine.
Yeah.
Mathis,
Mm.
don't need your commentary, all right?
I'm just here to organize the game. I don't need to.
Yeah. And you just live in your dark cave.
Oh, what is that?
So apparently your ship fails to jump into hyperspace, but in doing so unlocks the secrets of the galaxy and gives to you all force powers. Yeah, all of you, everyone. Yeah. Okay. that
I
was-
don't believe that that's true.
I want to believe it's true.
So it's you guys go to jump into hyperspace as you're flying your way up there. All of a sudden, you see from upper orbit, the patrol craft just goes jumping out of the way, And as it was jumping out of the way, if there wasn't already word being sent, that was certainly a suspicious activity. And you could see that, well, you can't really see what's going on, but on your own computer, like the diagnostics and like the reading of the various things going out, you can see that the whole area is getting kind of like a wave scan coming from the ship, the Star Destroyer. So you're just like, oh crap. You quickly start plugging in your own thing, and you are not successful in your astrogation. So you do jump out of there before that ship is able to see you. You guys go jumping as fast as you can into hyperspace. You're good to go to land where you need to land. The triumph in this was you're able to get away from the ship before it scanned you. It has no idea that you left, no idea that you were there, what was on it, anything like that. So the Star Destroyer wasn't able to scan anything on you. However, you did fail with your astrogation, so you're not going to land where it was that you had intended to go. So let's jump
Who
forward.
failed the astrogation?
The NPC that was working on it.
Okay, gotcha.
Why is this struggling so hard? I'm just going to close that. I'm going to close this. This is just struggling right here. So I'm going to close Telos. That doesn't matter anymore. So you guys are making your way to making your way there. It's going to be quite a ways to travel all the way to the planet of Kome Prime. So anything that you care to do between now and then, I mean, we're not going to have like day by day, hour by hour RP or anything like that. But it's
Should probably get somebody else on Fitz's ship to help him run weapons.
We're in hyperspace. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, shit.
Yeah. And you would have to drop out of hyperspace and coordinate like getting to each other along this route and blah blah blah. So you guys are in hyperspace. It's gonna be difficult to do that. And
Fine, man.
yeah,
It's all
yeah.
good.
So you guys make your way to you're making your way there. Is there anything that this party would like to do?
I guess I'd like to at least figure out, kind of maybe learn some stuff about the people on the ship.
Sure. So all 4 of the people that are on the ship with you now, they are all human, and that's fine. They're all human, and none of them happen to work for the rebellion. They're all just like mercs that are getting hired to do a job. That guy was their leader. He was always kind of a douche. You're able to find out. He was like spoke down to people, blah, blah, blah. But he was the one where they got the jobs from. He was in that funnel of the jobs and so on. He always took a bigger cut. So in taking a chance with you guys, they were like, oh, we can get lots more money. And so that's why they took this job, is because they're like, well, at least we'll stop getting screwed over by somebody who's handing out the paycheck. So they're more than happy to split that 20K 5 ways and to do this job. And they all got kind of a spring in their step for this. As for like their individual stories, I don't know if Nareem would care to find out that stuff. But if she does, she finds out that, again, they're all actually pretty nice guys. They're all not.
I mean, how long are we on? I'm sure she would if so.
A good long while. So at least a few.
Yeah, then she definitely would probably.
Now, so she gets to know them quite a bit and everything. How about Werbo? Does he do anything of note during this time?
I think he just sort of listens and pretends not to be interested in anyone, but listens to what's going on because, like, he got to look out for his little baby girl over there.
Okay. And so he does that, and 420, is he more or less just, I pilot the ship?
I pilot the ship.
Every once in a while, other people might try to engage you in a small amount of small talk because it's normal to just engage in small talk with droids.
All right.
Krindor, 420 handle that?
Depends. What are they saying?
So one of the questions is, how did you learn how to pilot a ship?
I've always known.
I suppose that makes sense. How'd you learn how to pilot this ship?
Well, I went to the controls, and then I started using them, and now I'm flying.
So you've never piloted this kind of ship before?
Can't say I have.
Does your programming give you an understand? Like, did you already know where the controls were before you got to them, or did you just kind of figure it out?
Well, I can fly anything.
Well, you can at least fly this beast. How did you get with them? Which one of them owns you?
I'm not owned. I'm just here.
This reminds me of me talking to my Alexa. I said that
Alexa, why are you stupid? Or it's Siri, whatever. So you he's like you're like, I'm not owned, I'm just here. Wait, none of them own you? Aren't you a battle droid?
Yeah.
Wait. You have like your restraining bolt has been removed and you have like full control. Like I thought your type of droid I thought you only took commands and simple ones.
Well, someone did something to me, and now I don't. But I still do.
I thought I remembered hearing something about that before. We actually did a job not too long ago over on a different planet in this area, and I had actually heard about a droid that like that actually that was. But the funny part is, I'm sorry if I just seem so curious. It was another B1 battle droid that was functioning and around and having conversation. And I saw it from across the way and I thought it was peculiar, but it was like a very different group of people. So are you that battle droid? How long have you been with them?
I don't know, a while.
Do you know how long?
I don't know, a while.
Okay. Have you ever been, yeah, right. Have you ever been to Telos?
Telos? Maybe?
Okay.
That's where we were gonna go when Mathis was, or Fitz was mentioning it earlier when we were on the other ship.
Well, if you've never been to Telos, then I think there's another one like you on Telos.
That's neat.
But if you've been to Telos, then I've seen you before?
I don't think I've seen you before.
You stand out in a crowd.
Me?
Yeah. You.
A crowd?
Like a crowd of people or droids? Because, I mean, you do know what you are, right? Like, you seem to, like, know things, but you don't know anything.
I know some things.
I think that's
I feel like this is the conversation that Fitz had a long time ago. It's like it's just on repeat.
Yeah.
Dumped him.
Just literally turns kind of like, yeah, and walks away. And that's kind of like that's the most interaction you get from them. But other ones at other points in time will kind of like come at you and just ask you like random questions or whatever. And I imagine you just kind of answer along those lines.
Yeah.
So
The life of 420.
His mysterious past.
He's like if a cat could talk.
a little less licking though. A little less. Yeah.
But just the right amount of murder.
Nice. So you guys.
They do that.
So we flash forward a good amount of time when finally the first ship to pull out of orbit is in fact the Wayfarer. Pulls out of orbit right at the planet where it was hoping to go to, and here it is sitting so it lands right outside the planet where you guys are hoping to go to. Here you are, and you're welcome to start going into docking if you would like. So as you guys are doing that, going and docking, you feel like everybody's kind of like going about their tasks and do whatever it is that they're doing. And Krendor is flying the ship, or 420. I keep confusing real and not real name. Yeah. So you guys are flying the ship, landing down there. One of the guys is like, whoa, hold up. This isn't where we're supposed to be. This isn't Kome. This isn't Kome. We're actually at Karosi 12. This is Karosi 12. Look over there. You see the sun? This is not Kome. We have gone to the wrong place. Shit. How much off course our way. And so like he starts like tapping away and hammering away at the astrogation computer, at the nav computer to
Oh,
try
I forgot he failed that
Yeah.
investigation.
and spends a while just trying to figure out what it was, what went wrong, so on and so
Can I
forth.
like go over there and aid him?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be like, you don't know what you're doing.
No, I was a little distracted at the time. Like I jumped from orbit and he's just making excuses. But
And she's just like, calm down. Let's look at this. What's going on? Show it to me. Explain it to me. And kind of has him run her through what's
Sounds
going
like
on.
a YouTube ASMR. Like, calm down. Let's look at this and analyze what's going on.
Let's figure out what's going on. She's had time because like we've been like chilled, so it's a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah, she's gotten to know these people and hasn't had to point a gun at them, which is nice.
Yeah, it is really nice actually. But I feel like that's gonna change soon.
You work with him. You give him a blue. I'm going to roll again for his astrogation to get you guys where you're trying to go. And look at that, double success. You're easily able to find your way there. Not how I failed last time. That blue didn't even offer anything other than maybe changing the algorithm. So you guys make your way to finish making your way there. So when Fitz spends a long time alone.
Fucking loves it.
I probably message him and chat with him every once in a while just to make sure he's okay.
He's fine.
Do you answer them?
Oh, yeah, I'll answer them to make sure she knows I'm okay. But I cherish this time away from other living, breathing creatures.
It's that conversation you have when like your mom calls and you just didn't really want to be on the phone. He's like, "Yep, yep, yep."
So how are things doing? What are you up to?
Swamped right now.
You got enough supplies?
There's someone yelling behind.
I've been
me.
talking to Jenny again at the supermarket. And I don't like her. You know how I don't like her? Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't like her. She's very rude, but I put up with her because she's got a very nice family that I enjoy being around.
I feel like that's the mom side telling
Yeah,
you
that's
stuff.
exactly.
You're
It's
like, you're like, God, mom, that's great. Awesome, mom.
That's Nareem.
goddamn Jenny.
For properly capturing her.
Yes,
So,
Mom.
What do you work on during that time frame?
Man, I am probably just in heaven. I'm just tinkering with things. I'm pulling things apart, putting things together. I probably spend a lot of time with that gigantic tank droid that we have. Now that I have the time to take him apart and examine him and all this other stuff.
So what were you hoping to get? What was the number one thing you were hoping to peel off of that to give to 420? Were you always like upgrade 420's armor? Like
I think that would probably be my number one priority because we all have armor now and he doesn't. So taking off what I can use and upgrade armor, upgrade Krendor's character's armor would be priority.
Awesome. So you go working on that and get that done. Now you're gonna have to roll for me a mechanics check to make that happen.
Okay.
I'm curious, what was his armor again? That's right. It was based off of. Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. Let me get that set up. So you're just ripping off this thing's plate and you're trying to craft it in a way that is going to be usable by him. I am setting you against 3 purple and a red.
Cool.
This is
Jesus.
I'm sorry. I did that wrong. It's
No.
3 purple and a black.
Okay.
And
The
that
black, I think, will just get ignored at least. So.
Yes,
That's
3 purple and a
racist.
black is what you're rolling against to pull this stuff off for
All right.
420.
I'll just roll flat. All right. You ready?
Absolutely.
Boom. Beautiful.
Wow.
Well, it's a mechanics. It's my
Seriously,
specialty.
you're rolling way too good. I feel like when the combat starts, it's gonna get crazy.
I never hit in combat though. That's the problem.
You do though. You have. You've killed people.
So if you
Yeah,
want
one time he didn't. And the other time.
Kill.
to make notation on this, Mathis or Krendor, when you go to apply that armor to 420, you're going to be able to apply a blue die to that task. But in the meanwhile, you get that done so fast. You get that done 30% faster than you would have otherwise. So you have tons of time to do something else. What was another primary thing you wanted to work on?
That's too beast.
Is there maybe improving the ship itself? Is there any parts of the ship that need to be fixed up?
So you would rewire the nav computer. That was one of your primary things.
Yeah.
You would fix the hull of the ship. That was another big thing. You wanted to get it so the guns of the ship were all being functioned from this hollowed out tank. So Werbo or somebody else can sit inside this and take over the gun responsibility so the pilot can just pilot.
Yep. Well, then that'll be my next step then.
So you want to set up like the software and whatnot, and the hardware inside this thing before you disconnect your guns from the actual ship itself. Okay, so make me another mechanics check. This is a much more difficult one. This is the one where I wanted it to be 3 purple and a red. And this is your mechanics check to get this thing hollowed out in the way that you want it to be set up.
I'll use a light side point to downgrade the difficulty instead of upgrading my.
Sure, and you use it.
Okay. Ooh, that's awful. I bombed.
Oh my god.
The first true bomb in a long time.
I knew it was coming. I was
It had to
like,
happen.
you were doing way too good.
It
I was
had to
like,
happen.
oh, you've been just killing it. This is probably a good thing though, because like,
It all comes out in one roll.
yeah,
I got this. So you're pulling apart different pieces and taking apart different pieces and whatnot, trying to like, oh, make a spot here and it's kind of hollow stuff. And you kind of like, as you're working on this project, you have the big overarching project. We have all these little mini projects you're working on to make sure that this like sitting area that takes over like the combat and everything with like a display screen in front of it, all that, you're trying to get that, like a hollow display screen. So you're trying to get that so it's good to go. And in doing all these little projects, removing here and moving that there, moving that there, eventually you just fail so miserably that you actually take apart too many parts of this thing. You dismantle it to the point where it can no longer be used for your original plan. The good news is you've dismantled it so well that anything else you use it for, it's already taken apart and well organized to the different pieces. But you've dismantled it so far right now, this is not going to be something that you can use to make that gunnery station for Warboat.
Okay, that's understandable. All right, that could have been worse.
Yep.
There was no despair, so thank God.
Yep. So that's going to be the rest of your time getting there. Like after that, I imagine you're just so pissed at yourself that you didn't finish the project correctly. You just go in, you start tinkering away at other stupid crap. Finish your
Fitz, how are you doing?
Oh God, Mom. Click.
And the last thing I'm going to have you do, because you had all that time by yourself, not to be distracted with fun conversation. Last thing I'm going to have you do really quickly is roll for me I'm trying to find the correct one for it. Would it be perception?
Perception for what?
For scavenging? Is scavenging actually fall under mechanics?
Mm,
To the rule book.
To the rule book.
To the rule book. You mouth breather.
Or,
There is no scavenging in here.
if we got Krendor, not Krendor, 420 to start saying mouth breather, it's one step closer to meat bag. You know what I mean?
Meat bag.
It doesn't say in here. I'm gonna go to the mechanics skill. I would assume maybe it's mechanics, but that's just me saying that probably in a biased way because I'm good at mechanics.
It honestly makes sense that it would be mechanics. I just was trying to not let you roll that skill. And chat, anybody?
I was like, what other skill would it be? That seems like the most obvious one. I'm looking to see if there's.
Yeah, no, it would be mechanics or perception.
I mean, yeah. Perception. How would perception be?
Finding stuff.
I have access to.
I feel like perception is more of. I don't think it would be like finding stuff within the pieces that he's looking at. Perception is more like finding stuff, like seeing things that people wouldn't like see at first glance, type of thing, right? I don't know.
Yeah, the skills themselves don't really say either way. I guess it would be either or.
I'm going to go with mechanics. It's just the one that makes the most sense. And so I'm going to have you roll against to find what it is to free scavenging amongst your parts. And this is the last roll you're going to make. It's going to be 3 purple and 2 black that you're rolling here.
Okay.
I'm actually going to roll a dark side point for and you'll find out whether or not you succeed.
All right. Neither. I get a distressed.
Okay, so you're scavenging through the parts and everything in the last couple of days as you're like working on other stuff, and you don't find anything of value there. Moving back, so you guys are able to make your way. First, Fitz pulls out of hyperspeed within the correct system, the Kome system, and flies his way over to Kome Prime, which is the primary planet there. He jumping out of hyperspace is easily able to get there long before you guys do. So Fitz pulling into orbit and going down and trying to land. One of the things that you notice as you come here is as you go to land the ship, the whole planet seems to, or not the whole planet, but almost the entire planet, if it's not blue from the ocean, it's white. Like this entire planet is covered in like.
We knew that though. We knew that this was a wintry planet.
When it hits wintertime, it is an aggressive winter, though it's not always winter here.
Okay.
So it is a aggressively cold place. So you go in and you're trying to find a place to land. You make your way over, like looking around, trying to find like where large structures are and stuff like that. And so you try to like hop at the comm links to get a hold of people on those towers. And most of the comm channels that you're trying to access, can I land this damn thing? They're like on a quick check. You're not finding anybody responding on these comm links.
Is there a way to pull into like upper orbit or something to see if there's like life signs?
Yeah. You can definitely check for life.
I will check for life.
You can't do like anything minute, but
Yeah.
so you go up there and you just do like a survey scan across the planet, and you see that there is in fact life on the planet, both fauna and flora.
Oh, that's it?
Well, fauna and flora, like there's plants and animals.
Oh, fauna. Yeah, that.
Fauna is animals.
Is there any like little cities and towns? I'm assuming, like you said, I found towers.
Yep, you do find towers, you do find towns and whatnot. Most of them are kind of like buried under snow or have like layers of ice completely encapsulated.
Is it possible that they're just hibernating essentially?
It is possible. You're not very familiar with the Snivian people.
The Snivians.
I will try and make a landing in one of their towns. Either way.
Okay. So you go and you find a town. You once again respectfully try to contact them across like the basic channels. Nobody's responding, and so you see a docking area. It's again frozen over, so you know you have to be very careful with this. So I'm going to have you actually roll me a piloting check.
All right,
Usually I don't roll at all, so I'm only going to be rolling against 2 purple.
Still gonna I'm gonna use a light side point on this because I'm not a fantastic pilot.
Okay, I'll add the upgrade for you. No, not the upgrade.
Planetary?
Planetary, yes, sir.
I got a triumph in there, so.
What?
You fail with a triumph.
How does that work?
Are still comical, but at least now you suck when you get them. So.
Okay, so this is how it happens. You go to land your ship in this area that's, like I said, it's the landing area is completely covered with ice. So you go to land the ship, but you do so horribly. You're trying to like come in and land down, but you're kind of coming in hot with how it is you're trying to land. You accidentally, as the ship lands, it's skating across the ice. It's not stopping. It's like, oh crap, reverse thrusters, and you're doing whatever you can to try to stop this thing from happening, but nothing is going right. Oh crap. And then the ship just ends up sliding into a building itself, like through the wall of a building itself,
Jesus.
and smashing into the building, which one of the lower, sorry, like down like a little area and into one of the buildings down below, smashing into it, having the ship stuck there and everything. You're like thrown from your seat. You are able to leave your ship now. Before I
That's all right.
Forcefully are able to leave your ship now.
I do. Is the ship okay?
You want to do a quick system check?
Yes.
You do a quick system check, put it up. You have a few more projects on your list.
But can it like take off? It can't take off.
No, you. This thing is not even. You'd have to pull it out. You'd have to get it to a point where it can like be balanced relatively. Then you have to make some repairs to the engines. You smashed. You hurt things. It's not going so well for the
Good
ship.
God. Okay, that's unfortunate. All right. Well, then I guess I'm just gonna try and see if anybody's outside.
So you like putting on like heavy gear and.
Yeah. Find what I can and head out.
You do not have atmospheric, like you don't have adverse climate gear, but you do have like just like heavy clothing and stuff like that you can put on. You don't have like an adverse climate like suit or anything like that you have on you.
Okay.
However, you do are able to put on as heavy. As soon as you open the door, you're just like,
Yeah.
"Fuck, that's cold." holy shit. But, you know, you're like bundled up and you've got your blaster pistol by your side and, you know, you got your data pad with you and you just make your way out there and try to find you. Luckily, you crashed into this building. So when you come out, you come into the building and you're not immediately exposed to the climates. But because you're inside the building, you kind of like walking around the ship for a little bit. It doesn't take you long before you realize part of the ship actually crashed into like one of the walls and opened up a doorway that shows there's like an elevator area, like a transport area that seems to go down. And in going and investigating it quickly without like going in or pressing buttons, you can see that it goes down quite a distance.
So they're all underground would be my guess. All right. Is there like a comms thing there or no?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a comms link there or just an elevator?
Just the elevator and there's terminals and whatnot. For wherever this building was, I mean, it's a large building. Maybe it was housing, maybe it was
So
industrial.
Fitz like rubs his hands together. He looks back and forth. Clearly nobody's around. And then he just kind of shrugs and hits the button.
Okay. So Fitz hits the button. Eventually the door opens up and he goes in.
Yep.
And just presses down.
Down we go.
Fitz drops down a considerable bit. So Fitz is actually going to be able, once again, he's getting there a good amount of time before everybody else. So he's going to have time to be able to speak with the Snivians before they get there.
Oh boy.
One of the things that you notice as you go down is the elevator itself, or the transporting device itself, has transparent areas like force field areas. And as it goes, you remember like as a kid you had like little flip books and show like images because like images moving. As this elevator goes down at extreme speeds, you can see marked on the walls outside the elevator all these markings and everything that at these speeds come together to make images that are really moving. They're just beautiful images that kind of touch you on like a personal level. It's like, wow, these are moving images. This is beautiful. Like it's showing like love and life and stuff like that. And so you're going down this elevator and seeing these images and just moved by it. It kind of like calms your nerves a bit on your way down. The other thing that's really nice is as you get lower and lower down, without necessarily feeling as though there is a system immediately inside this device that's doing it for you, it feels like everything's getting warmer and warmer and warmer. And so finally it's at a comfortable point. Another point of fact before we go on, the gravity on this planet is normal gravity, so nothing worth noting beyond that. So as you guys get down to the bottom area and the doors open up, immediately when they open up, you see that there is people on the other side that are going about, moving, doing their business and everything. But there's a check station for you to get through before you can get out to where everybody else is. What does catch your eye instantly as you see these people moving about? Everybody that you can see right now is Snivian, and you could probably see a few dozen people. Now, do we, and I'm asking all four of you, know what a Snivian looks like?
No.
They're like mole people, but like they look like human bodied mole face looking things.
Anthropomorphic mole people. Yeah. And they stand at about, if I remember correctly, about 5 feet tall. So anthropomorphic, about 5 foot tall, or whatever, mole people. So you guys you come walking in, Fitz being 6 feet tall, stands over them. Even if they're a little over 5 feet, you stand well over them. And one of them kind of turns at you and has a smile on its face and says to you in its native tongue something, but you don't understand it.
I give him a blank stare of confusion. Be like, I don't know. I don't have a translator.
It says, sorry. Do you have identification to come in?
I don't have any identification, do I?
No. Well, no.
No, I shake my head.
Is
No.
there many?
I mean, Fitz, I imagine, has zero identification. Correct
Oh
me if
yeah,
I'm
we
wrong.
only finagled us. Yeah.
So the person says, that's not a problem. We can make something for you right now. And now as this thing is speaking to you, and of course, intergalactic basic, one of the things you notice about it is it has like a weird accent to it. So you can understand what they're saying, but most species, when they speak basic, you have generally the same accent. It's a pretty simplistic language. It was designed to make it so almost anybody can speak it. Sans, wherever. And this in particular species, because of however their physiology is formed, it has this funny accent when it speaks the language. However, he says, "That's not a problem. We can make some for you. Would you please come over here?" And it kind of goes throughout the process of making some identification for you, capturing an image of you, taking down your name, which is
Fitz Tolan.
and like measurements about you, like measurements, what you would generally see on, like, say, a modern day
License.
license, exactly.
Yeah.
And just like a way to keep track of who's inside the place, so on and so forth. And they actually hand you a small, like, little data stick that would be your identification for in case anybody needs it in the future. And they say, keep this with you. It makes things easier if you're trying to go into more restricted areas or areas that require. One of the wonderful things about having this identification card is, should you load up any credits onto it for you, as you walk into areas that require pay to get into, you can just walk through with a fast pass without having to stop and speak with anybody. And just, and then just kind of waves you through.
Okay.
It's nifty.
As I'm walking through, and it's like, have you seen other human, or no, not humans, a Wookiee, a Bothan, a droid come through?
I have never seen a Wookiee, and there are several droids, and I believe there are a few Bothans that are staying here for the season.
All right, well, then maybe they're not here yet. Thanks. And I march on through.
Was it in particular droid, or just the droid in general?
An old-timey B1 battle droid.
Oh, no. I don't even know what that is.
Don't worry.
And
Also, before I go, I came in a little hard. Never landed on an icy planet before. It was a little mistake. My ship's kind of stuck in a building.
What?
Yeah.
You crashed into a building?
I did. I tried to radio in, but nobody answered, so I just kind of landed where I could.
We're on the subterranean frequencies right now. I will admit, I thought it was peculiar you were able to find your way in. Usually all the buildings are frozen shut and on lockdown but during the winter, but I just assumed you found an unfrozen one and had a pass. You crash landed. This is something that should definitely be addressed. Do you mind?
Why would you tell him that?
What the shit, dude? This picture of it. It's like a pig man, but like a mole pig.
Mole.
It's a mole pig.
Moles kind of look like pigs. They're like.
If you want to know where this guy's from, he is from the bar scene in episode 4.
Of course
Here's
he
the
is.
Best part. Here's the best part. The name they give him is not Snivian or whatever the hell. The name they give him is Snaggletooth.
So,
on the Kenner toys, the 1970s toys, his name is Snaggletooth. So
That's amazing.
fun fact, Jesse. One of the reasons why I really wanted to bring this planet into the game is because of exactly that, the nickname Snaggletooth. Because as Mathis could tell you, that's actually one of my nicknames because I have Snaggletooth. So I was like, oh, they're my people.
Aww, my people.
So later on, we could have a vote as to who's sexier, a Snaggletooth or an Ugnaught. But for now, they're calling some of the local security forces. Sorry?
Sophie's Choice. It's so hard.
Yeah. So we're going to have some of the local security come and meet up with Fitz to be like, let's go and check out exactly what it was that had happened.
Why would you tell him that?
They're going to find out.
No, they won't.
Well, they do now.
Yeah.
And so
They're not going to arrest me. It's not like I did it on purpose.
a little bit later, they go and they go up with him. Yeah, they arrest you. Yeah, a little bit later, a few people do go up with him. It's going to be, 3 soldiers go upstairs with you. Now, again, these are soldiers in the sense that they're the security force of this place.
Yeah.
But they're not being like super aggressive with you or anything like that. One of them is just kind of like, I heard you crashed in a building.
Uh-huh.
What happened?
I've never landed on a wintry planet like this before. Kind of skated along the ground.
So, who are you trying to hide from?
I'm not trying to hide from anybody.
Listen, let's just. Usually, if you're crashing into one of our buildings to try to hide here for the winter,
No,
Try
I'm
to-
not. I'm waiting for my friends. When my friends get here, we're here for a reason. Don't worry. We're here to
So
help.
you-
We're here to help.
you're just making an opening for everybody else to come in after.
Yeah, that's what it is. This is absolutely just for a group door. I figured it need a little touch up. I'm an interior decorator.
So, what's your rank?
Interior decorator, sergeant general. I don't have a rank. It was an accident.
Listen, if you just want to show me what your rank is,
Rank in what?
Your imperial rank. Are you with the Navy or the Army?
I'm not with the. Are you with the Imperials?
So I need to know who it is I need to report this to. I mean, listen, if you're some rank.
No, are you with the? But are you with the Imperials?
I mean, I'm with. I don't know why you. I'm with Cadme.
Okay.
I don't understand your question.
I don't understand why you think I'm an Imperial.
I just didn't know if you were like the forward party trying to make an opening for like. Are
First of all, listen? If you think the
Extremist
Imperials are going to invade you, do you think they're going to let you know first?
I'm just trying to see exactly where you're coming from. What's
coming-
going on here?
I'm not here. I'm not with the Imperials.
So, an extremist organization? Do you?
Can a man just land on a planet?
Yeah, absolutely. Most people do without so much as a scratch.
I'm not very good at that. My droid who pilots is piloting a different ship right now.
Oh.
Stop opening up.
He's so bad at
I mean,
negotiating.
Fitz doesn't really do the talking, so it's great.
No.
He's like halfway into the earth right now from his hole he's digging.
And then, so, one of the things that Fitz notices after he just kind of says, oh, and things just kind of like quiet down for a bit, after he's kind of like prodding and trying to catch you off guard to say something or whatever, after, as the vessel is going up, you're going up the same exact tube that
Yeah.
you came down. Seeing it in reverse tells an entirely different story, which is something that's beautiful and amazing. Just watching this whole thing go up in reverse seems to show you different depictions that tell you an entirely different story. But when you finally get to the top of the shaft, the thing opens up. They walk out with you and walk into the area, and one of them just kind of like lets out a whistle. That's bad. And they're looking at this thing and assessing it, and like, I don't think your ship's going to be able to fly anytime soon.
Yeah, I need to get some repairs done.
I don't think your ship's going to fly anytime this season.
You've never seen me work before.
I don't think you've ever experienced this winter before.
Well, we'll see what happens when my friends get here.
And then they just kind of like go about their business, looking things over and scanning stuff. And you're kind of staying off to the side, just like, this is really cold. And they are also dressed very, very heavy clothing and whatnot, because of like, this is their planet. In that heavy clothing, they're fine. They're not shivering or chattering their teeth or anything like that, as they're going about and doing the business they need to do, analyzing it, taking scans, looking at the wreckage. They actually would like to get onto your ship and to check out some stuff on your ship.
What do they need to check out on the ship?
You said that. What do you need to check on
Yeah.
the ship? We need to make sure that everything's on the up and up. You say you're not with the Imperials here as a forward party to find a way in for the invaders behind you, and you say you're not part of an extremist organization that's come because you are specious against our kind. I just want to make sure you're not lying.
Beep.
They do a quick check throughout the ship. They see it. They kind of like notice like the fact that it's a mess because you just have like projects everywhere being worked on. And then so you had projects everywhere being worked on, but then it got shuffled in the crash landing. So they're just kind of looking at the place as a mess. And after he's kind of like looking through and you're like in there leaning on a wall or whatever it is that he does, watching this happening, he does turn back to you and say, I don't think this ship's going to fly anytime soon. And then walks past you to head back down. As he heads back down, you can close the ship up back into the area. He says, "There's really nothing we can do about this for now. It's stuck here. We're just going to have to assess the damage and find out exactly what it is that you're going to have to pay as a penalty for the damage that you've caused. But for now, you are free to go. No need to arrest you. Everything does seem to be on the up and up. You made a mistake. Do you have good insurance on that thing?"
It was given to me as a gift.
There's nothing else, and the rest of the way down as you are given a gift of a ship that's smashed in and blah 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 blah. So he heads down with you, and Fitz is able to go in and start making his way around. At this point in time, we're going to take a break before we come back for our final hour of The Forgotten, and find out what it is that Fitz is able to discover, and soon the party will rejoin them.
See you guys in about 5 minutes. Don't go anywhere. That's the wrong button.